Hello there. So while searching movies online, you might have come across the term director's cut conjoined with the movie's title. So what exactly is director's cut? So that version of the film that was originally intended to be portrayed in that manner without any extra cuts or changes induced is called the director's cut. There could have been many reasons for the changes induced, but one of the reasons could be changes suggested or rather implemented by CBFC, which stands for Censor Board of Film Certification. So in this video, we shall discuss about the Censor Board, the reforms brought into the same, the issues with the Censor Board, Oh My God 2, its review and the controversy surrounding the same. So be sure to stick around till the end.
Now whatever's happened is happened. We have to go ahead with the decision and hope that despite everything, the film find its place in love with the audience.
Starting off with CBFC. So the Censor Board was set up in 1952 under the Cinematograph Act. The work done by this board is to certify the suitability of films under U, UAA and S. You might have come across the former three, but the latter one, S-rated movies, is quite rare. S-rated films are meant to be viewed by a special group of audience only, for example doctors or cops, depending on the type of a film. And when I say the Censor Board gives certifications to film, it needn't necessarily be feature films only, it includes shorts and documentaries as well. Before I proceed any further, it is really necessary to understand the perspectives of filmmakers when they are making films. So movie makers usually tend to put forward their opinion in the form of an art, which is filmmaking. Absolutely none of the filmmakers out there like to refrain from having or using creative liberty rightfully. If the changes induced by a censor board into a particular movie is destructive of the movie and its true nature, then it is absolutely sinister. If one notices something virulent taking place in society and tries to convey a message in the form of a film, why cut it out of the film? So that nothing sensitive is spoken about? Well, that being said, let's take up an example, and what better than Oh My God 2, which I watched recently. So before stepping into the theatre to watch the venture, I came across the entire censor board controversy taking place. 27 magnanimous changes induced into a movie. That really got me worried as to how it will turn out to be post the changes. And amongst them, there was also a major change which was related to Akshay Kumar's character. He was allegedly playing the role of Shiva, and the movie was shot in that manner, but the makers were forced to reduce the role to just a messenger to avoid any further controversies. I mean, are you getting the slightest hint about the magnitude of the situation? From Shiva himself to a messenger sent by Shiva, they changed the entire character arc. And of course, all of these made me wonder whether the film will fall flat or redeem itself with an otherwise intriguing plotline. And to my surprise, good damn, the movie was absolutely brilliant in almost every aspect. It speaks about the importance of sex education, and trust me, not subtly. It is portrayed the way it must be, openly and truthfully, which allows it to stick to its nature. This topic, which is otherwise not spoken of in a conservative society, was in this movie, and justifiably so. Pankaj Tripathi was overpowering yet grounded, making it hysterically touching at a point. Akshay Kumar, though playing an extended cameo, made every second of his screen time count. The courtroom saga was something that I was truly rooting for, because Oh My God 1 is absolutely based on the same.
तेरे जैसे तुच्छ मनुष्य के लिए भगवान धरती पर नहीं आएंगे होंगे तो आएंगे ना महाराज.
And the courtroom drama in this doesn't disappoint. It is no less stupendous than the prequels. The message was, of course, generally aimed for everyone, but also the teens out there. Giving this movie an A certification is quite ironic and saddening. I could notice changed dialogues being dubbed into a scene instead of the original ones because of the controversy, but they didn't seem to exasperate me at any given point. But what did was the final revelation sequence of Akshay Kumar. Too many cuts and interruptions, making it quite evident. Nevertheless, it was a fantastic movie, surely entertaining and eye-opening for a society that has closed its eyes and mouth when it comes to talking about things that truly need to be spoken about. But I really hope that they somehow manage to release the director's cut online. Recently, under BJP in India in 2021, there was a new bill passed that was known as the Cinematograph Bill. And according to this, the proposed new rules will give the federal government certain revisionary powers. And when I say revisionary powers, it means that the government will have the power to change the certification of a film if the viewer finds something disturbing or insensitive that's portrayed in the movie, even if the censor board finds no faults in the same. At this point, the matters seem to have slipped out of the hands of CBFC as well. But the bill also had strict laws against piracy, including fine or even a jail term, which I agree is appreciable. Being a filmmaker myself, a couple of parts of this bill is quite concerning, and this isn't an unpopular opinion but rather a unanimous one, because a lot of filmmakers and actors, including Farhan Akhtar, petitioned against the passing of this bill back in 2021, but well, wasn't of any use. But hold up, this isn't it. Things get even more absurd now. Earlier this year, on the 3rd of January, there were new guidelines issued by a Hindu seer which asked the filmmakers to refrain from criticizing the Sanatan Dharma. He also constituted a censor board of his own to keep a check on anti-Hindu content. Isn't this just a mockery of CBFC at best? Well, in that case, there will be more censor boards arising from all corners, protecting their own religion, beliefs, cultures, morals, even political parties at some point. Then what exactly are filmmakers supposed to do? Just make fictional movies that have absolutely no relation to realism? Isn't everyone seeing the inequality, the quarrels, the issues taking place out there in the society? Cinema is a means to reach people, to make them understand what real poison is. Yet we must stop ridiculing anything at all because it is a sensitive topic. This above issue about the guidelines and the viewers' sentiments has been showcased hilariously yet brilliantly in a late 90s sitcom Shriman Shrimate. In one of the episodes, Dilruba, one of our main protagonists, is directing a TV serial and he has someone with a guidelines book on the sets and all of them seem to refer to him as Guideline Dada. His work is to make sure that none of the scenes portrayed in the TV serial hurts anybody's sentiments out there when it releases. He induces changes like 6 feet distance between the male and the female protagonist, no physical touch in an otherwise intimate sequence, and no usage of saffron color because all of these may lead to controversies later. But of course, this is just an exaggerated comedic portrayal. But is it really?
King of the road, trailer for sailoring. Trailer for sailoring.